It's me, Subhayu, and I welcome you all to my today's video, which is the conclusory video of the series AMCAT Guide 2025. So today is the end of the series which we have been continuing since 3 weeks, where in the first week we had covered English, quanta, and logic. Then in the second week we completed computer science, programming, and automata fix. The third week was purely about automata. I had discussed the rules and certain tricks which can help you ace that section. And finally, today in week 4, we will be discussing the eighth and the ninth topics, which include personality inventory and WriteX. So, without any further delay, let's begin with personality inventory. What is it? Now, firstly, as it might already catch your attention, here there are 72 questions in just 15 minutes. So it does feel right. There are so many questions. So what is this section? So personality inventory hai kya? Now in most companies, while recruiting, they don't have the time to take personal interviews for so many candidates. So what they do is in such exams like AMCAT, they dedicate a specific section where they ask certain questions already and your answers, the answers you choose to those questions, they reflect what type of a person you are, and are you a proper fit for the company or are you a misfit for that particular company. आपको कुछ सिचुएशंस दिए जाएंगे और आपके रिस्पॉन्सेस आपकी स्पॉन्टेनिटी को रिफ्लेक्ट करेंगी. So your response in these questions is very crucial, and as you may see already कि 72 questions you have to answer in just 15 minutes. So you have to be very alert, and always you have to be proactive. So what's the context of this section? There are no right or wrong answers, but your pattern across 72 questions builds a personality profile. Recruiters look for balance, someone reasonable, reliable, positive, and adaptable who can fit into teams, grow under pressure, and add value. Your goal: be authentic but consistent with traits that employers value in fresh graduates. Okay. Matlab, I'll show you what kind of questions are usually asked here. But besides, like for example, just an example, if I ask, do you believe in God? Yes or no? Most of you will have different answers. Few people do believe, few people don't. So there is no correct answer in this attempt, okay? Because of course few people always are very, they have proofs, they have evidences ki yes, God exists, or it's my belief so I can say God exists. And atheists always find some logical reasoning to the same counter proofs ki yes, look, this is happening because of science or something. So they can also prove their own part. So there, these are kind of ambiguous questions which don't have any fixed answer. So there in this this particular personality inventory part of AMCAT, there is no correct answer at all the answers you choose, they will help reflect your personality, which you yourself cannot put up in words. Okay. So you have to be authentic. Okay, आपको जो क्वेश्चन मिलेगा आप genuinely उसका आंसर करो. For example, if I ask you कि what kind of fooding do you prefer, fast food or homemade food, so just tell what you like. But why am I asking this question? That's totally my lookout. Okay, what quality am I looking in you when I ask this? So that's my part, that's not your part. Yes, maybe when the results are declared, I can tell you ki why I asked this question, what particularly I was looking for you to answer in it. For example, I might say ki yeah, since you like fast food more, then are you sure you are healthy enough? Because most fast foods don't always meet the requirements. So if you are unhealthy half the year, how will you attend office daily? सो रिक्रूटर्स बहुत ट्विस्टेड क्वेश्चंस भी पूछते हैं थ्रू दीज क्वेश्चंस. सो ऑल यू नीड टू बी इज अटेंटिव. Okay, now few major points. Team orientation. Preferred attitude, you enjoy collaborating and believe team success matters. You help teammates without needing to outshine them. How to reflect this? When the statement or the question is like, I enjoy working with others on shared goals, you can prefer giving, yes, I agree. Now, let me tell you one thing right at the beginning. Other sections usually have MCQs, right? For example, in computer science, you can have a question ki what's the correct format of declaring pointers? Option A this, B this, C this, and D. So, in out of the four, any one is the correct option, which is also saved in the backend. Okay, so once you lock your own answer, they will compare both and then allocate you points accordingly. But in this part, personality, there is no such correct answer. But the answers which you choose, they will create a paragraph or a, persona out of it that will reflect what kind of person you are. Okay, so employees might not take personal interviews for you, so make sure it gives the right image of you. That's very important. So अगर आप किसी कंपनी में इंटरव्यू देते हो एंड मोस्ट कंपनीज का फर्स्ट लुकआउट टीम ओरिएंटेशन होता है कि हाउ वेल यू कैन लीड अ टीम एंड CRs will know this the best because even during class representative interviews they are often asked कि how do you believe in implementing team goals. Are you comfortable कि you will be able to treat everyone equally? No bias at all. Whoever is your friend, whoever is not your friend, everyone must get the equal treatment. Also, you agree to, help everyone in developing without the need to outshine them. So, in statements such as I enjoy working with others on shared goals, like what I wanted to say was in here in this section you will get 72 questions इनके options same ही रहेंगे. Okay, you just need to, there will be five options. First let me show you the options. So for each question, you have to select one of these five options: least likely, less likely, likely, more likely, and most likely. So if I ask you, ki, do you like having fast food in breakfast? Out of these five, anyone you can select. And upon your selection, whatever I feel, ki okay, then if this guy likes fast food or spicy food in morning itself, perhaps he's not so health like health concerned about his health, maybe because it happens when we live in a city or somewhere outside that is not at home. Not always it's possible to cook ourselves something, or sometimes हमें मन भी करता है कि कुछ और चटपटा खाने का. So we do order sometimes outside, and when it becomes a habit, we tend to like neglect it, like जाने दो, it's comfortable, we just order and have it. So you need to be transparent, okay? So whatever option question you get, you have to choose out of these five only. कि for example, you need to work at office late night. Would you agree? So आपको अगर like for some reason बहुतों को they are afraid of some ghosts or anything. So at times they can deny also, and that's totally fine. They can cite their reasons later, but your primary thing or concern is to choose the correct option here. So first part was team orientation, okay? Avoid excessive focus on only individual glory. For example, if the question is, I enjoy taking all the credit myself alone. So even if you do enjoy, dear, please do not, like, it is preferred you do not write most likely here, because it does not reflect a very positive thing okay, this guy is actually capable. No, it does not show that. It actually means that you are ready to downgrade others to upgrade yourself. So try not to give that kind of an image ki you are very dominating. Of course, leadership is mandatory, and at certain parts you have to step up to take certain responsibilities, but you don't need to downgrade others for that. Okay, blowing off others candles doesn't make yours shine any brighter. Second part is leadership potential. Preferred attitude. You're confident taking initiative when needed. You motivate, support, and guide without arrogance. Like, look, I am running this community as a, academic head. Now I never, like post anything like, yes, so I am just helping you all, give me some kind of shout out or just send me some gift. Do I ever do? No. I try my best to help you all because somewhere I am helping my own past self heal. Okay, like when I myself was in third semester, leave aside helping juniors for AMCAT, there was nobody to even tell us about AMCAT. We literally came to know about AMCAT a week ago. So when I was in third semester, that time I joined hands with the admin of this group, and we both decided to let's open a freelance community to help all juniors free of cost. Okay, no credits, nothing. It's just a student for student community, and we can help each other grow, develop. And trust me, even while taking the classes where I taught you programming or whatever, maths also, it helped me myself revise certain old things so well. Like it was a really good experience. It's been a very good experience with all of you. Coming back, so in leadership potential, your preferred attitude must be you're confident taking initiative when needed, and you motivate, support, and guide without arrogance. So even if sometimes you feel down or sometimes you feel the other person you're working with is taking unnecessary credit, like literally he does nothing in the whole thing, he just keeps sending useless messages or etc., but he is still getting more credit, and I am, despite so much hard work, I am not getting anything. Even if you feel like that, it's not preferable to give such an impression in some professional persona. Okay, so as a situations me, you have to modify yourself a little bit. So how to reflect this? Agree to being proactive, comfortable with responsibility, and supportive of peers. Avoid answers that show you as bossy or resistant to input. For example, if the question is how likely are you to imagine there's some ceremony going at your house. So would you still prefer being at the office for your work? So there, out of the like options, okay, you can at least choose likely, not if most or more likely, okay, just likely. That would show the recruiters ki okay, this candidate is like taking responsibility. He is not escaping his responsibilities at all. Again, if the question is like, imagine one of your employees tend to make some mistake, would you rather fire them or teach them how to correct that? So in such cases, if the mistake is repetitive, ki continuously they are doing it, then of course you must fire them. But if it's a rookie mistake like a first timer or something, better is to teach them with some affection, because it's ultimately their also first time, so they need some guidance as well. Okay, so for leadership potential, you must show your, responsible as well as a bit caring side. कि बस responsibility लेने से नहीं होता कि मैं community खोलूंगा etc. You have to be very compassionate with everyone and empathetic as well. ऐसे नहीं कि लोग डाउट्स पे डाउट्स पूछे जा रहे हैं एंड आई एम लाइक मुझे इतने डाउट सॉल्व करने हैं, आई कैन टेक अप योर सिली डाउट्स. नो, when you are doing something involving a mass, involving thousands of people, it is your responsibility to help out and reach out to each of them, because you are the one who in the first place decided to join it. Okay, so that way you can answer this section. Next is emotional stability. Preferred attitude, you stay calm under pressure and handle setbacks maturely. You don't let small frustrations throw you off balance. How to reflect this? Choose responses that show you can manage stress, criticism, or failure positively. Now, look, this section might seem very, petty to you. Ki, why are we even studying this? But trust me, once you are thorough with at least what's there, okay? Like, even if you close your eyes and listen to my thing as a story, even then it would be clear as water to you. Okay? Now, emotional stability में क्या है? जैसे your imagine your company gets a loss of 30%. So and you see your employees are gradually leaving, how likely are you to close your company or startup? So there you have to choose less likely, okay, not if least likely, less likely, because that shows that okay, you are still enthusiastic about reopening it or modifying your flaws and coming back, make a good comeback. So emotional stability is very important factor. Integrity and reliability. Preferred attitude, you're honest and dependable. People can trust you to follow through. And you value fairness and ethical choices. How to reflect this? Strongly agree with being truthful, responsible, and respectful of commitments. Avoid signals of cutting corners or shifting blame. So, two questions I'm just discussing here, samples. Like, firstly, imagine you make some mistake, you accidentally leak some data to a different country. Okay, like while sending mail to someone, you mail the wrong person. Would you take the accountability for the mistake you take made? There you have to select more likely, because it shows that okay, you're open to making mistakes, because mistakes are human. Even I make mistakes at times while taking classes also. Sometimes I do make mistakes and I immediately rectify them. So that accountability is a strong, pillar of this foundation. And then you value fairness and ethical choices. Okay, so everything must be taken into consideration. Now, strongly agree with being truthful, responsible, and respectful commitments. Avoid signals of cutting corners or shifting blame. Okay, so wherever you see an option where it says like you made a mistake, how likely are you to shift the blame on some junior employee? There you have to choose least likely. Okay, and the magic of this section is, even if you choose the section, you don't have any part to explain why you chose it. So it's not like because of this feature you just randomly choose anything. No, you have to choose very sequentially, because based on whatever you choose, they will create a personality out of you. Okay, it's like a prompt engineering only. Just like आपको कोई ghibli art बनाना हो, या if any random picture also you want to generate, you do give a prompt, right, कि आपको चाहिए क्या. Similarly, the recruiters also are giving you prompts which you answer, and based on what you answer, they will get an idea of how suitable you are for their opening. Are you okay or not? If you're not okay, they'll reject you, and you'll get a plenty more opportunities to explore and thereby recruited. Fifth is adaptability. You are flexible and open to changes in plans or environment. You see change as an opportunity, not threat. What I said just now, if you are fired, how likely are you to just stop trying and sit back home? Least likely. Why should I sit back home? I will try more places. Literally, my own story. I didn't even get rejected by any of the colleges I chose after class 12. Still, I explored more, and today I am here at CU, Chandigarh University. And there were upscale and downscale events, but that didn't bother me or shake me from where I am right now. Every experience counts, good ones, bad ones, and they shape what you are today. Always be proud of it. So you see change as an opportunity, not threat. I intended to do, you know, like BSc in maths or physics. From that, randomly, I changed to computer science engineering. Now, if I would always be afraid, ki, oh my god, I chose engineering, now I didn't even appear for JW, how will I do it? No. You see, this is an opportunity. Ki, God gave me a chance to do engineering without appearing for any, entrance test. So why not give it a try? So always, agree to statements like I adjust quickly to new situations, and show you don't panic when things don't go as planned. Because if you are leading a group, and you as a leader itself, you keep panicking when things don't go as planned, कि अरे यार क्यों नहीं हुआ, क्यों नहीं हो पाया target achieve, it will have a very negative impact on your team members as well. Okay, and nothing can be a better example than your own subject independent project which was there in your second semester. So if the team leader's morale was itself low, how could you expect the team to do well? So that's adaptability. Learning ability, preferred attitude, you're curious, eager to improve, and open to feedback. You see growth, not perfection. Look, personally, this is something very related to me because I'm just being frank. I myself have it very less. Whenever somebody used to criticize me or anything, whatever I show in my face, but I'm always, I take things to heart. Oh my God, he said this. He said I don't teach well. Why? And then later, when I reintrospect, that time I realized, okay, maybe I did have this flaw. Maybe I should overcome it. Okay, you see, growth, not perfection. Now, look, when you want to attain something, you have to go through certain stages. Okay, even be it heartbreaks. If you don't break your heart once, you don't make it strong enough. You have to go through hilly roads to get the perfect, beautiful view. So, you have to show this kind of attitude. You are curious, eager to improve, and open to feedback. For example, the question is, two firms visit your company and they criticize your department much. How do you react to it, or are you likely to bring it out any changes, or you are more likely to just quit your department and join another company? There you have to choose less likely, because you don't want to just change your company. Instead, you can just bring about some small improvements in your own department. Take it as a positive criticism. Okay, because not always all our decisions might be good for everyone else. As team leaders, there are times when certain decisions can make our work very easy, but others tasks difficult. इन सच उन घड़ियों में हमें दूसरों के बारे में भी सोचना पड़ेगा. We have to be considerate of others. Okay, then, for example, in my own fourth semester, we had a subject, I won't tell the name now, where I, as the CR, was told to give the marks of assignment to others. So if being the CR, I was like, okay, let me give A plus to myself, like let me give more marks to myself so I get A plus and less marks to others. No, I can't do that. I have to do for the benefit of the like whole group, right? Because ultimately we all are learning together. So making it a pleasant experience for all is a joint responsibility of all of us. So I can't see my personal benefits when I am working as a team leader. Even the team's welfare is my own responsibility. So you have to, show all these qualities by answering the questions in these sections. Work orientation. You are diligent, organized, and take pride in your work. You don't need constant supervision to stay focused. Okay, so how to reflect this? Agree with statements about setting goals, meeting deadlines, and putting in your best effort. So you have to, imagine 3 days before your marriage ceremony, there's a meeting deadline. And you are, of course, busy with all the rituals being an Indian family. So, how do you plan to complete your deadlines before your marriage? There you have to give most likely, because even in real life, some people do so. Okay, ki even like some teachers who are in medical conditions or who have some operations upcoming, even they do their service to their students till the last breath. They're okay. So you have to show ki you are even diligent, organized, and take pride in your work. They ask you ki you are chosen as a data entry professional. Okay, you just enter data. So is that something that makes you proud? Most likely, every job is a job. Everything that helps you meet your goals is something you can take pride in. Nothing is small, nothing is big. Decision making, you think through options and act with clarity even in uncertainty. You're comfortable making decisions but not rash or stubborn. So you have to choose answers that show that you balance logic with practicality. Is that clear? Then up next we have communication style. You express yourself clearly and respectfully, and you listen as much as you speak. So look, communication is not just about speaking, but a lot about listening as well. Because unless you take others' point of views into consideration, you cannot make proper decisions as a leader. Stress handling, that is the final attribute. Key, you have to show that you can stay focused and composed in challenging moments, and you look for solutions, not excuses. So these 10 properties would determine what kind of a job you could get or which is most likely for you. Final tips, stay consistent while swinging your responses. Example, I love leading in one and I hate taking charge in another. Signal unreliability, okay? Ki suddenly you choose I like going to temples, but then you choose I don't like God or I don't believe in God. Such kind of examples show unreliability or like uncertainty in your thinking process. Don't overthink. Your natural strengths shine when you answer honestly, but with these positive attitudes in mind. Now, just because like you have to get selected by a company, you keep thinking, कि, okay, let me, modify all my answers. वो भी मत करना. Just because you need to get selected in some random company, you don't need to make up a fake persona of yourself. Be honest. Just try to be more positive and selective friendly. Okay. Aim for balanced confidence, not over aggression or over modesty. कॉन्फिडेंस दिखाना है आपको आपको ऐसा मॉडेस्टी भी नहीं दिखाना कि हाँ मैं तो एकदम मैंने इन बंगाली देयर इज अ टर्म कि तुलसी पाता है धोआ टाइप्स लाइक don't need to show ki yes I am very modest, just take me and I'll do everything for the company, or not even over aggression ki how dare the people rule me. I am the leader, I'll lead the company also, I am the head of the CEO also, how dare they order me. वैसे टाइप की कॉन्फिडेंस भी नहीं चाहिए, नॉट डू यू नीड ओवर मॉडेस्टी. जस्ट शो अ बैलेंस्ड कॉन्फिडेंस कि yes I can work with team, but I have my own points to make and I want everybody to imply by it. So that's all about AMCAT's personality inventory practice. So here I have given 25 situations where you have to choose least likely, less likely, likely, more likely, and most likely. Example number 4. When no one else steps up, I take charge of a situation. Most likely that shows ki okay you have that initiative in your mind. Okay. So that way you can answer these next 25 questions too. Up next we have our ninth part, WriteX. So just like in Automata, out of the 8 parts we've learned till now, you had to compose something yourself. You had to write a chunk of code yourself without any external help or options or anything. In WriteX also you have to write an essay by yourself. Okay. Now essay writing is something we have all done in school. So what's the difference between essay writing and WriteX? WriteX में the essay you write that will show your personality in another way. Okay. Not just like because let's face it, most of us can't write anything without using ChatGPT or any AI. Even for captions of photos, people refer to AI. Sometimes even I do, guilty as charged. But the thing is, people who take help of other sources, even for captions, even for single sentence captions, they have to write such a big essay of about 250 or 200 words. So, companies look at it when your coding score ties with others or when evaluating soft skills for client facing and global roles. ना सबका काम यही नहीं होता कि बैठ के बस फ्रंट एंड और सॉफ्ट एंड डेवलप करो या फुल स्टैक एंड ऑल. Few also have to make sometimes you have to give good presentation in front of others and all. For that you have to master your extempo skills or anything. So keeping that in mind, this section is introduced because sometimes it may happen that everybody does consistently good in coding. Now it's difficult to choose the toppers. For such cases, this is kept as a secondary backup कि okay, जो राइटेक्स में अच्छा करेगा हम उन्हें we'll give them a benefit of doubt. We'll give them a second chance. Okay, so they might get an extra edge or advantage out there. So what do the recruiters even read between the lines? How clearly you think? A clear essay equal to clear thought process in meetings and documentations. How well you communicate ideas, important for client reports, emails, and proposals. How balanced your views are. Extreme or one-sided arguments can signal rigidity, a red flag in collaborative environments. And finally, your grammar and structure reflects attention to detail. Okay, so basically you have to write the entire essay properly. If required, break it down in paragraphs, 3 or 4, that would show structure and clarity. Then you have to communicate well, have a good vocabulary of words, don't repeat the same words over and again. Okay, use enhanced words and phrases or idioms if possible. Use different figures of speech. The better you make it, the better you take it. Also, don't be too biased or too extreme on any sort of topic. Even if you don't like it, don't start hurling abuses at it. Ki, no, I don't like it, so I'll just, I'll destroy it here. No, don't do that. Because even in some, corporate environments, there are instances where you don't get everything in a desirable note. Still, you need to address them with respect and a level of decency. So now magics no one else tells you. Think like consultant, not just a student. Now few points which nobody else will tell you, so I am doing so. Frame your points as if you're explaining them to a client or senior manager. So don't just write essay as an AMCAT examinee. Okay, think of it कि आप किसी अपने बॉस को प्रेजेंट कर रहे हो, so आप कैसे अपने आइडिया को पिच करोगे. Use mini case stories or data snippets instead of just saying AI is good for jobs. Say, for example, Deloitte's 2023 report shows AI created 97 million new roles. Okay, so of course, case studies हमेशा याद नहीं रहती, but just if required, make up some fictional ones. Nobody will tell you anything. Structure equal to instant impression. A crisp three-part structure, intro, body, conclusion shows you're organized. What I said, have a good clarity and structure. That would be a very, green flag in your recruitment. Tone equals to maturity. Avoid slang, sarcasm, extreme negativity, or over glorification. Your tone should reflect balanced reasoning, exactly what firms seek in client communication, and write like you'd speak in a client call. If you wouldn't say it to a client, don't write it here. So, the way you'd sell it to your boss, similarly write it here, okay? Don't need to over exaggerate or understate things. Industrial advantage of strong WriteX skills, because WriteX is not just an essay writing activity. Okay, अब इसके कुछ इंडस्ट्रियल एडवांटेज भी है. व्हेन यू नेल राइटेक्स, you stand out for roles needing client interaction, documentation, or coordination. I myself got selected for a like counseling internship last year for doing good in WriteX. You signal you're ready for international assignments or cross teamwork where English communication matters, and you show recruiters you can write clear emails, proposals, and specs without micromanagement. Okay, so these are some advantages. Now, this was not, of course, for your exam, just for your knowing. Now, final winning formula क्या है? 2 to 3 lines introduction कि set the stage and define the terms if needed. आपको बहुत topics दी जाएंगी, उनमें से किसी एक पे आपको लिखना है. 2 to 3 paragraph body. Each paragraph 1 point, example link back to the topic, and 2 to 3 lines conclusion. Okay. So for example, here's a example essay कि मुझे मिला a voice no one, a message no one voices. Now there are many things in daily life which we see but they go unnoticed. Nobody cares or dares to talk about them. But WriteX gives you a space ki okay, vent out what you want to write. Now, before starting to write, think of a few things. Why does the office want to know this? Ki, what is the message which no one voices in your mind? दे वांट टू सी कि अगर आपको ऑफिस से कोई कंप्लेंट है तो वो आप कैसे बताओगे. वुड यू जस्ट लाइक hurl abusers at the office कि yeah, this is so bad, they give so much pressure, or do you tone it out in a more subtle way कि the work pressure here is high enough to keep us engaged but make us ill at times in the same rate. So, in here's my WriteX essay on this topic, a message no one voices. In every academic institution, student communities and groups are formed with the noble intent of helping peers. These groups often claim to guide juniors, share resources, and support others during stressful semesters. However, what is rarely addressed and what deserves reflection is the importance of authenticity, accountability, and recognizing the right contributors behind these efforts. Over time, I have witnessed how certain so called student communities gain popularity not by genuine effort but by merely copying content from AI tools or other sources, hastily pasting them without verification or even basic formatting. These groups thrive on superficial visibility, creating a false sense of support while misinforming or misleading students who trust them. The tragedy is that students in need for often fall for such facades, unaware of the dedication and hard work happening quietly behind the scenes. In stark contrast, there are seniors and peers who truly go the extra mile, preparing original notes tailored to the syllabus, taking live classes, designing thoughtful sample papers, or patiently answering queries, all without seeking applause or attention. These contributions come at the cost of sleepless nights, personal sacrifices, and relentless commitment to uplift others. It is disheartening when such efforts remain unrecognized, overshadowed by those who chase likes and followers rather than genuine impact. My appeal through this message is simple. Let us as a student community learn to value substance over spectacle. Let us not be swayed by groups that prioritize visibility over value. Instead, seek guidance from those who have walked the path with integrity, who balance academic excellence as reflected in their own track record with a true intent to help, and who invest in your growth without seeking credit. In conclusion, every student deserves reliable guidance during their journey. But it is our responsibility to look beyond the noise, to question the source of help we turn to, and above all, to give due credit to those who genuinely deserve it. By doing so, we not only honor their efforts but build a culture of respect, integrity, and real community spirit. The kind of culture that transforms student life for the better. सो अब ऐसे को समझने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. आई जस्ट वॉन्ट यू टू नो द काइंड ऑफ लैंग्वेज दैट कैन मेक इट साउंड गुड. So, why this essay is full mark worthy in MCAT? Firstly, balanced and professional tone. The essay raises a concern with maturity. It expresses frustration at the right places, but it does so without personal attacks, sarcasm, or informal language. This reflects a thoughtful, solution oriented personality which recruiters value. अब इस ऐसे में कोई पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट या लोगों पे फ्रस्ट्रेशन वेंट आउट की गई है बट इन अ वेरी बैलेंस्ड मैनर. It does not right away just blame or haphazardly just accuse anyone of anything, but it raises a valid concern. Clear and logical structure. It follows the classic three-part model, that is introduction, body, and conclusion, with smooth transitions showing the ability to present ideas logically. So आप ऐसे को अगर ढंग से स्ट्रक्चर करोगे तो ऑटोमेटिकली यू आर catching the attention of the recruiters. Focused and relevant examples, the essay uses realistic scenarios to support arguments rather than making vague or exaggerated claims. This shows the depth of thinking and an ability to ground opinions and facts. Language and expression, it uses professional vocabulary, valid sentence structures, and error free grammar, all of which signal strong communication skills. This is exactly what AMCAT tests for in client facing or global roles. And finally, message with maturity. Rather than just complaining, the ends on a constructive note, calling for a culture of respect and integrity. This shows emotional intelligence and leadership potential, traits which recruiters actively look for. सो मैं आपको एक एडवाइस दूंगा कि आई हैव अटैच्ड सम एग्जांपल्स, questions in your Google Drive link, which is there in the description. There you try to write few essays using these 5 points. Maintain a balanced and professional tone, keep the logical and clear structure, focused and relevant examples, language and expression, and give a message with maturity without complaining outright. Okay, so with that, we come to the end of 9 modules of our AMCAT exam. What were they? In week 1, we had done English, Quanta, and Logic. In week 2, we have done Programming, Computer Science, and Automata Fix. In week 3, we have done Automata. And today in week 4, we have done Personality Inventory and WriteX. So these are 9 parts. Most of you might ask me ki still there are such a huge variety of topics. How do we prepare for them all at the same time? My answer is you cannot. Because even if you have 2 months time, but you will start having your college classes also after a few days. So it's very difficult to manage everything altogether. My advice to you all is focus more on parts which you already shine in. For me, English and WriteX were more strong comparative to the coding parts, because back in third semester, just being a second semester completer, I was not so proficient in coding in so many languages. I knew C, C++, and Java, Python, but not Java. So I myself had some weak points. But still, my score in these parts, the other parts other than coding, they proved to be beneficial. They helped me get selected in the top batch. Then, like, you can just reject or try to change sections as per your requirement. But trust me, build more on your strong parts. Rest will just fall into place. Okay. So as of today, I'm just wrapping up my video here, since we have completed all of our required discussions. The all the practice sheets are there in the Google Drive folder in the description box. And if required, I can take another live session open for all doubts. Thank you, goodbye, and take care, everyone.